everyone. Welcome to No Ma'am, the podcast where we talk shit and throw a little bit of shade at everything and everyone. We'll have you saying no ma'am in no time. I'm your host, Willy Will.
And I'm Jhoany. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
Well, Jhoany, we're back for episode 2. That's exciting, right?
I know. We took a little bit of a break. Now we're back, and I'm excited to get back into it.
Awesome. So we released episode 1 a few weeks ago, and the reception was great. Mm-hmm. People have been craving for No Ma'am, right? So we are going to give the kids what they want.
Exactly.
Okay, so recently I saw a list made by IMDb, right, that pretty much rated the whole entire Drag Race franchise, right? So by seasons, from best to worst. According to IMDb, Drag Race Philippines has a 9.24 rating, whereas Global All-Stars Season 1, or GAS for short, I know how much you like that name, right? They are the lowest at 5.44.
Honestly,
what do you think about that?
I'm surprised it's that high. I thought it'd be a lot lower.
No, we have thoughts.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, you saw from our first episode, we were very excited for Global All-Stars. Right. We had dreamed about it for years, ever since they started doing international seasons. And I gotta say, it has not been living up to our expectations at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think across the board, that's what we're hearing, right?
Yeah.
And then the other day, I asked you a question. I said, do you think we would probably enjoy more if it was like a regular All-Stars format in which the girls eliminate each other versus Ru eliminating the girls?
I think so. I think it would have created a little more drama, but in a good way, because I think the drama that's going right now is very unpleasant. It just feels more like bullying than anything else.
I've heard that word. I mean, I want to talk about that a little bit, the bullying part. But I think because it's Global All-Stars, right, in the name, especially coming after All-Stars 9, which the reception of that season wasn't like the greatest because it lacked drama. But then again, it's for charity, right? So we have to realize that they really wasn't going to have that much drama. We expected global like drama, global, just everything on a global stage. And right now it feels like a regular season with just Global All-Stars.
Yeah, and I don't know how much time they gave the girls to prepare, but it just feels like none of them really came prepared to deliver on a global stage.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the other things I've been hearing. Like, it's just not giving the global level that we desired.
Right. So the first episode, we said that this episode was actually going to be just recapping episode 2, but we've been at Hardware for how many Fridays already so far, and we've seen so many episodes.
Yes.
So I just think it just makes sense for us just to recap from episode 2 all the way to the most recent episode. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Episode 2 to 7, yes.
Okay. So episode 2 was the second part of the talent show, and in my opinion, I didn't like this talent show as much as the first one.
No, but I do think it had one of the best talent show performances, period. Like, ever. Do I think overall it was as good as episode 1? No. But I think, again, single-handedly the best performance of the season, maybe the best talent show ever.
The best talent show performance?
Yes.
Okay. Because yes. I'm like, I don't know about the best talent show
performance. No, that you know who I think that was.
Right. So, I mean, my standouts for me was Eva La Queen and Vanity Vane.
For me, it was Eva and Nehelenia.
Really?
I thought Nehelenia had such a cute song, and the only one that I could actually like see myself listening to. It was such a bop. Performance not quite there. You know, she didn't know her words, or she stopped lip syncing part of it. But I thought it was a really cute song. Eva La Queen, obviously, I think that's the best talent show performance ever. Right. So funny.
Yeah.
Not what I expected from her. And I love how she mixed a whole bunch of different things. And that's how you make something so basic really funny and really work.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't like Nelinia's performance too much because, like you said, right, she stopped, and that's a no ma'am. Like, you can't stop, like, lip singing in the middle of your performance. I thought Eva's talent show, just like you, I thought it was amazing. I thought the rice cooker not being on, I thought that was the best part. And then she's slaying dragons. Like,
I'm so into sword fighting right now.
Yeah, she said, so I don't know, but I'm so into sword fighting. That might be the best line ever on a talent show.
Yes. The fact that it was a reference to something someone else said, who was it? Vanessa Hudgens, I think.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know, but I'm so into voguing right now. Yeah.
That was so funny. I love that one.
And then the second one for me was Vanity Vane. Even though the performance was giving no ma'am, but I thought the song Creatures of the Night, that's a bop.
Yes. I don't know. It was giving Go Girl, Give Us Nothing.
I mean, that's shade. I like the song. I mean, I think right now, Creatures of the Night probably is on my number 5 on my Spotify, like, repeat playlist. Like, that's how much I listen to it. I can tell you all the ad-libs, everything. Like, that song is such a bop to me.
It was cute. I just thought Nelenia did a better song.
Okay.
And
But the
then-
performance was giving like no ma'am
Oh, that was
all
boring.
day.
That was boring.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
And then obviously you have to do an honorable mention for Gala for the pole dancing.
That was, I think, the best pole dancing we'd ever seen on any Drag Race franchise yet, which there's been a few. But for me, it just wasn't given enough drag. It was talent, yes. Drag, not so much. And I think if she had dragged it up a little bit more, made it a little more glamorous or fabulous, then I think she could have easily won. But I just think it was missing a little something extra.
I agree. I think it was good for like if it wasn't on an international show, right? Like if it was her regular season, I think she probably would have won. But being that it's like Global All Stars, is RuPaul's Drag Race, like the standard of like talent shows, they're just missing the jokes, right? It needed to be a little campy, a little funny, and I think that's what Eva probably did more than the other ones, because even though the other performances were like original song, right? That stuff, that's great, right? We know that there's always going to be an original song. I think if Gala probably would have done something funny on the pole, maybe, then I probably would have liked it.
I mean, we know the easiest way to win is make RuPaul laugh.
Right.
And she did exactly that. So, yeah, she definitely deserved that win.
The other performances, I wasn't even, I don't know. I just, Pythia as the clown reading the child, like, I was confused. Confusion all day. And the other ones, I really don't. Kitty.
No, ma'am.
Like,
no, ma'am.
Kitty? Seriously? Really?
Yeah, no.
That was so pedestrian.
It was very pedestrian. Again, not what I would think a girl would bring to a global stage.
Right. Well, there is something about Kitty that I do want to touch upon, but it's in a different episode.
Okay.
But we'll get to Kitty's thing, right? So then the runway was Money Makes the World Go Round. And again, I think this runway, just like the first talent show, I thought it was underwhelming. I didn't understand it, right? But I did like Eva La Queen because that mug is sitting.
For me, it was Eva La Queen and Gala. Her dress made out of the Mexican pesos, and that was everything. A lot of the queens just wore like gold or something shiny, and that wasn't really giving me like currency or like what the theme was.
Yeah.
I thought some of them were kind of lazy. Cute, but lazy.
I liked Alyssa. I thought she looked like Buddy.
Yes. Do I think it fit the theme very well? No, it was a cute look though.
But I mean, that gold gown was everything.
Yeah, but like,
it was structured. It was really good.
Yeah, but see, like, do I think it's giving like, oh, she's representing the U.S.? Not really.
But it's the best she's ever looked, though. Like, I mean, as far as like a runway look, that was fashion. It's giving fashion.
Yes. Still don't think it fit the theme.
I mean, it doesn't fit the theme at all, but it's giving fashion.
It was, yes.
Like, I feel like I'm Peppermint and Bob right now. Like, it's giving fashion. I feel like there needs to be a burp somewhere.
What's it giving?
Like, is it giving fashion, right? And then we come to find out that the top two of the week end up being Eva La Queen and Vanity Vane, right? And they lip sync to Paranoia by Donna and Steve Aoki. What do you think of the lip sync?
I thought it was boring. I thought Gala said it best. Like, it was boring. It just wasn't cute. I think they should have. Even if maybe she didn't have the best talent show, I think they should have given it to Gala just so she could have lip synced in front of Donna. Like, that would have been a full circle moment for her.
Right.
It would have been great for the storyline. She would have killed it. She would have done way better than those girls did because they did not know the words.
Right.
Which is fine. It's a Spanish song. I wouldn't expect them to know the song.
Yeah.
But I just thought it could have been a really good performance had they given it to Gala.
I mean, I thought, well, the lip sync was underwhelming.
Yes.
Right? It was meh at best. But again, I agree with you. I think it was criminal not to have Gala lip sync to Donna's song in front of Donna. Right? Like, come on, she's from Mexico. Like, this is a Mexican queen. It just makes sense.
And I think they had such a heartwarming moment when she was like, eso pera, and like, when they were speaking in Spanish. That was so cute. And it really warmed my heart as a Mexican rooting for the Mexican queen.
And also, she's seen Gala on her season.
Yes.
So, like, this is kind of like a full circle moment. Like, look at you. You're on the global stage, right? You came from the first, what, was it the first season of Mexico?
Yes.
Right? Like, you came from the first season of Mexico's, like, Drag Race, and now you're on the global All-Stars sitting, like, really just in front of RuPaul. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
But I thought Eva did, like, well, considering that we do know that Eva La Queen is not a dancer.
No.
She has like 2 left feet, and she said it in her song in Papa Latte. So, but Vanity ends up winning the lip sync, and she wins $10,000. But more than that, she becomes the first front runner of the season.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
No.
Ooh.
No. I don't know. I loved Vanity in her season, which was, what was it? Was it Sweden?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I think it was Sweden. I'm pretty sure it was Sweden.
I did watch it.
I loved her in her season. I'm just not getting the same vibe from her this season that I did in her original season. She's doing okay. Do I think she deserved to be the front runner just from the first 2 episodes? No.
Well, it's not really the first two episodes. Just the second episode.
Yeah.
She's a front runner because the first episode, Queen Kong and Alyssa Edwards, they both split the $5,000.
True. But yeah, no. I don't know. I think Gala said it best. I mean, this is going down the line one episode, but I think Gala said it best. It's giving basic.
Oh my God, we're going to talk about that, yes. Okay, so episode 3 is the International Queen of Mystery Ball. So we get a ball on episode 3. That's rare. Normally it's like in the middle of the season.
Yeah, but I feel like lately, or like in the later seasons, it has been coming earlier so that they can give us more looks. I think they did that in the last season, didn't they? It was one of the
They did. It wasn't like a lot of balls though. Like so far, it's been a lot of design challenges, which I'm confused because the girls don't know how to sew.
They don't, and that pisses me off. Because, girl, you know you're going to be on Drag Race. At least take a couple sewing classes. Like, learn how to make a corset. Learn how to make a simple dress.
Right.
Learn how to put two pieces of fabric together.
Yeah.
You cannot be going on a global stage not knowing how to turn on the sewing machine.
And I mean, and this, the shade that we just had is foreshadowing this episode because there was a lot of shade going on in this one. So the episode starts with Tessa. She's shading the girls about the lackluster, like, lip sync. We all agree that lip sync was not good.
No.
It was giving basic. It was giving no ma'am at best. And then Gala, she says that she should have been in the top to lip sync in front of Donna.
Yeah, and I completely agree with her. I think she would have done way better. I think I think she would have done better against anyone else. Like, Tessa could have done that song better, I think.
Yeah, I think for me, I was hoping in the song for, like, that gyration part for them to, like, buck down.
Yeah, and they didn't. But it's because neither of them are really dancers. So, like,
true.
How much can you expect from them?
Yeah, I thought Eva had vanity in the beginning of the lip sync. And then she lost it when she, like, got on the floor and started just doing whatever she was doing. I was confused. Like, I was so confused. We were all at Hardware, like, what is she doing? Like, girl, what is going on?
What's going on?
And then the main challenge is called the International Queen of Mystery Ball. And so each of the queens have to serve 3 looks. So 2 they prepared at home, right? In their package, and then 1 they have to design in the workroom. The categories are Boss Lady in Charge, She-Ville Villain, and International Queen of Mystery. I'm not sure that I like this theme as a ball.
I did not like the theme at all. And overall, I think it was very underwhelming.
I also think it left a lot up to interpretation.
Yes. And I hate that. I hate when they're very vague with the themes. So then some people are wearing something completely different that doesn't necessarily end up fitting the final theme that they decided on. I just think production needs to do better and just give them clearer prompts about what to bring.
Right.
So that they're all more cohesive.
Right. Especially on the prepared looks, right? Yes. Because they have time for those.
Yeah.
The workroom looks, we get it, right? They may be a little hodgepodge because they're designing them from the workroom. But the prepared looks, I'm not impressed with the prepared looks.
Me neither. And that's why I kind of said earlier, like, I want to know how much time they gave these girls to prepare because it feel like they didn't give them enough time.
Or, I mean, fashion is subjective. It's just like drag, right? It's for everyone. And everybody doesn't have, like, the great, like, sense of fashion or, like, taste levels. Everybody's taste level is a little questionable. Some of them have, like, really good fashion sense and other ones not so much. So maybe that's probably why. And also, this is International Queens.
But girl, reach out to your fellow queens. Reach out to your, like, I don't know, fellow sewers. Like, get something done. There's a lot, like, in Vanity, for example, in her season, she gave some amazing looks. She had this, like, 3-headed look that was so good.
Where are the looks?
Like, exactly that. Why didn't she bring that to the global stage?
No shade, but...
because it's, like, it's giving, she bought that off of Shein.
Shein. Yeah. Okay, but in the workroom, what I do want to talk about is that Kitty thinks she's sexy. Is Kitty delusional?
Very, very delusional. No shade to her. She's a beautiful queen. Sexy though, not really.
And then she got mad that Gala was like, Kitty, but you like camp, like, and you're like funny. And so she's like, she looked at that, she broke the 4th wall and was like, I'm not sexy? I think I'm sexy. I don't put sexy and kitty, I don't put those 2 words together.
No, not at all. Beautiful, yes, okay, I can see that. Funny, like she said, campy, yes. Sexy, no.
And then Alyssa, she tells us that she can't sew. I love Alyssa.
Shocker.
Right? Love Alyssa. I think I love that we're getting a fully realized Alyssa Edwards, like I said on episode 1. But this is her 3rd time coming to Drag Race. She should learn how to sew.
Exactly. It's not an excuse for her not to be able to sew.
No, I think it's unacceptable for a seasoned queen like Alyssa Edwards to come on the show and not know how to sew.
I agree. I get that she is, very busy, doesn't necessarily have the time to be sewing her own outfits, but that doesn't mean that she can't learn how to do it for the competition specifically.
I agree. So let's get into the runway because, again, it was meh.
No, ma'am.
Right? Majority of the looks were no, ma'am, except for a few.
Yes.
I did like a few of them. I thought a few of them were really good. Some standouts, Pythia. I thought her first look with the updo with the glasses, right? I thought that was great.
Yes, very cute. I like that one. I think my favorite one, though, was Alyssa's Shivo Villain.
You like the Black Swan look?
I did.
I like the LED lights.
That was, I forgot. That was also really
when
good.
that came around the corner, we all screamed.
Yes,
like
I remember
it was like a gasp, like an audible gasp. The whole bar was like going crazy.
Yes.
Pythia's second look, I didn't like. I thought it was too campy for a Sheville villain, and if I'm thinking about the International Queen of Mystery Ball, I'm thinking it has to be like something like James Bond. So I was really expecting something more on that side of things, but I just got like campy. I think it was either like she had like the little binoculars on her eyes or something. It was really weird. But that third look,
that one, it was constructed so well.
With the red latex,
yes, constructed so well. That material was not easy to work with, so like props to her for being able to do it in such a short amount of time.
It fit so good.
It was like perfect construction. It looked good on her. I thought it fit the theme. It was great.
Yeah. So we said, Alyssa, the first look was really great. You liked the Black Swan, which was her second one. And then the third look,
she literally glued fabric to a corset that she...
It was choices.
Yeah.
Choices. It was giving no ma'am. Like,
no.
It was not good.
It was lazy. I expected more from her. But again, she doesn't know how to sew, so maybe there's only so much we should expect from her.
Right. I mean, I did like, I would have to give an honorable mention to Vanity Vane. I did like some of those looks, though. I think one of them was the ruching.
Okay.
Like the all black ruching look that she had. I thought that was great. I like that one. I thought because historically so far with the looks I've seen have not been great.
And I wish you should go back and watch her season because she gave some great looks on her season.
I don't know if I'm interested in watching that season. I'm just saying. And then Tessa, that last look.
Oh, girl. No, ma'am.
Fully.
No, ma'am. It was falling apart, girl.
Fully.
And she's over here. Didn't she say she went to like sewing school or something?
She did.
Fashion school, whatever.
She did. She got a degree in fashion.
You need a refund.
She needs something.
That school needs to be shut down.
I mean,
because it was literally falling apart.
Right.
It was drooping in all the wrong places. It was horrible. Horrible. She should have been in the bottom for that look alone.
For that one, I mean, I think that's probably why the girls were upset that she was in the top and she was confused. Even Tessa was a little confused as to why she was in top. And then Pythia ends up winning the challenge. And she wins $10,000. Do you agree with the winner of this challenge?
Overall, yes. I think she had the most... well put together package. Like if you were to like rank them, like the average, I think she had the most put together, most cohesive. So yeah, I would give it to Pythia. I agree with that one. I
agree. I think Alyssa took herself out the running with the last look.
Yeah, absolutely. She could have won that easily had she done a better final look.
Right.
But
I think her cop out, like putting fabric over the corset that she bought from home, I just thought that was a no, ma'am.
I think it could have worked had she added some more details to it. Had she put a little more effort into it, I think she could have won. But I think she did the bare minimum with it.
Yeah. And then Athena and Soa end up being the bottom two. Do you agree with that?
I don't think Athena should have been the bottom two.
I don't think so either.
I don't. Were her looks great? No. Were they the absolute worst? No, I don't think so. And like I said, I think Tessa should have been the bottom for that final look because it was just horrible.
Oh, Kitty. Kitty's looks were pedestrian.
Oh, that too. Yeah, but they were at least holding up better.
True. I mean, the cage that Tessa made was not good.
Yeah.
And the dress was falling apart from the back.
Yeah.
But I think Athena's critique was like, oh, it's just too much skin.
Girl, what? So I don't know if maybe this is something we can bring up later on, but I just feel like you know how Ru feels about queens who don't pad.
I mean, but she didn't say nothing about Georgia's last season.
True, but I don't know what she got with Georgia's that she just absolutely loves her.
Like, Georgia's didn't pad at all.
I know. But historically, Ru has never liked the girls that don't pad. And that was Athena. I thought her final dress, was it the worst? No. I think it was safe.
Yeah. I mean, it was basic.
Yeah, it was basic, but I don't think it was the worst.
considering that she gives me model, right? I was expecting a little bit more. You know, we're hungry people, so I was expecting a little bit more from Athena because she gives me model. She gives me like La Grande Dame.
Yeah.
Like that's the statuesque figure that I see from her. And the fact that I just got a little like wet seal, I was a little upset.
Oop, not wet seal.
I mean, it was. I couldn't say H&M because it wasn't H&M quality.
No.
And then so Soa wins, and Athena becomes the first pork chop queen of Global All Stars.
Yes. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
I wanted to see a lot more from Athena.
Did you see the like her on-air look for the recent runway?
I did not. I should go back
It was
and
actually
see that.
it was really good. She released it for Browntown. Well, like it was good. I would have been excited to see that one.
I
on the
wanted to
runway.
see more of Athena.
Yeah.
But oh well.
All right. So episode 4 is the Everybody Say Love Girl Group Challenge. I thought this was a really exciting episode.
I thought it was cute. I think it's the best episode up to this point.
So far, yes.
Yes.
I agree.
We can get into it because I actually like this episode.
I think that's why I said this is probably the best episode. This is the one that gave us the drama and it fed us.
Yes.
And we were like, yes, we really enjoyed this one.
Yes.
So obviously the episode starts off with Alyssa like super excited because she saw the room mail and she's like, oh, it's a dance challenge? Oh, I can't wait to critique the girls, right? And we know this is what Alyssa does.
Yes.
She is the dancer. She has a whole like studio in Texas. This is what she does.
Yeah, this is literally her career.
The mini challenge, I thought this was a really funny mini challenge because the queens had to write or like guess their total population of their individual countries.
Girl, I would have failed that so hard. I would have. Who was it? Was it Alyssa that was
Yes,
like?
she was 99 billion.
Girl, there's
off.
not even that many people in the world.
It really is, especially not in the United States. So Queen Kong, Miranda LaBrow, Vanity Vane, they become the winners of the challenge. They got closest to the total population, and they also get to pick the groups. So who do you think is feeling the power right now?
Queen.
Oh, fully.
Queen.
She's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I won, and it's a dance challenge. Oh, I get to pick the people.
Yeah.
But also Miranda, because Miranda's first pick was Alyssa Edwards, and I thought that was really smart.
That was incredibly smart. Like, girl, I need you on my team. And it was giving like, what was it, season 5 Coco, when she was like, I hate you.
Right.
But
When
I want to win this challenge.
What was that episode? That was like the musical.
Yeah, it was the ballet musical.
Yep.
The Black Swan. And she was like, I don't like you, but if I want to win this challenge, I need you on my team.
Hello. And so Queen Kong, Pythia, and Soa become a group, and they have the Latin pop mix. Miranda, Alyssa, Eva, and Tessa are a group, and they have the K-pop mix. And then Vanity, Kitty, Gala, and Nalinia, they're a group, and they have the Europop mix. First of all, I want to know who decided to give these groups the wrong mix.
Girl. That's what I said. I think I told you at the bar. I was like, why did they give these girls the Latin mix? Like, they have Gala right there.
I was so confused,
Yeah.
right? Well, that one made sense because it was more European queens on that group. So the Europop mix made sense, right? Kitty, Vanity, that made sense for them to be on that. Nalinia, that made sense to be that one. And then the K-pop, I mean, I guess it was a little racist because Eva the Queen is the only Asian queen on in that group, but she's not even like Korean. She's from the Philippines.
Yeah, completely different country, girl.
Yes, and I guess the Latin pop mix that made the most sense because they had the most like the best beat, and so if you give it to like the brown girls, I think it makes sense.
I guess when you put it that way,
Right.
I think they should have let the girls duke it out and just. No, I want this song. I want this song. Because that always gives some really good drama.
That does. I think Queen had the best version of Everybody Say Love.
Yes, absolutely. That deep voice that she did, so good. I loved it.
Listen, I actually put that there. Oh my God, you like read my mind. I put that.
Yeah.
That was one of my notes.
Yeah.
I said when Queen Kong had me on Poom Poom Tight.
You've said it a couple times since that episode.
Queen Kong had me on Poom Poom Tight.
Yes.
That deep ass voice and her saying Poom Poom Tight.
So good.
Everything.
Yes.
I was not expecting that.
No, me neither. That was really good. I think her performance was good too.
Yeah.
I thought she did the best out of the group.
Yes.
Overall, though, I thought the group was the worst.
Yes. But actually, no, I disagree.
I remember the K-pop group after, and I was like, wait,
disagree.
no, that was
I would have to say, I think Pythia sounded really good. I was not expecting Pythia to sound as good as she did.
Carol didn't know the moves.
She didn't know the moves
at all,
but she sounded really good.
She did.
She had a nice like melody, like tone to her.
I was not expecting
voice.
that from Pythia,
right?
Especially to that version of the song. But girl didn't know the moves.
She
I do
didn't.
like that she did not let it like affect her face, and she kind of just went along with it and just had fun with it. But it
Right.
was very obvious that she didn't know what she was doing.
I think if she'd have leaned into, oh, I'm ditzy, or I don't know the moves, I think she would have did that. I think she probably would have been really great.
Yeah, but I do appreciate that you couldn't necessarily see the confusion in her face like we have seen like historically with some other girls that mess up the moves.
Right. I thought Vanity's group was the best group. It was the most cohesive. Like they looked like a girl
Yes.
group. And then we both had issues with Miranda's group.
Yes.
Ciao.
Girl. No, ma'am. No,
Miranda.
yeah. From Vanity's group, I think they all did good.
Yeah.
Gala's verse, I loved. The Gala la la la, I love that.
I just like when she said papacito.
Yes, I actually wrote that down in my notes too. Kitty was really funny.
Yes.
With the cheesy fries.
Yep.
And was it Vanity with the really vulgar?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And she was
But it was
talking-
funny. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny. I liked it. I think you could tell from the judges that they were not expecting that from their reaction.
No.
That was really funny.
But I wanted the verse to say more about who Vanity was. I got cheesy chips from Kitty, and I think that makes sense because it's Kitty, right?
Yeah.
That's what Kitty gives. But I wanted more from Vanity, except for like being vulgar.
Okay. I can say that. Yeah, I do think she went a little too far with it.
Yeah.
But I still thought it was funny.
Yeah, and then I mean, Miranda's group was giving Alyssa and her backup dancers.
Very much so. I think, who was it? I think it was Kitty said it best. Where she was like, it's giving this, it's giving that, but it's not giving cohesion. Like,
No, not at all.
No.
She was like, it'd have been good if everybody did it.
yeah. And I
just
agree
saying.
with that, yeah.
So the runway for this episode is Color My World. Another episode in which I thought the theme, I was really excited, but the execution, no ma'am.
No, and I think it's a trend we're seeing in
Yeah.
the entire season.
So Gala had the Frida Kahlo inspired looks. What did you like about those?
I like them. I know you hated them.
I hated them.
I think because I understood the reference is the reason I got them.
Right.
Were they the best? I don't think so. I think they were cute. I think they were safe looks.
Okay.
I think she could have done better.
Miranda? No, ma'am. I couldn't. Just could not.
No.
I could not. Even the judges.
No.
Jamal didn't even know it was a baby doll. He thought it was a baby.
Yeah,
He was like, where the baby came from?
Yeah, no, I was confused. I didn't get it. I think her runways this season were just very underwhelming.
Yes. And then Kitty, pedestrian.
Again.
Very pedestrian.
Very.
So remember I said in the beginning of the episode, I wanted to talk about Kitty and her looks, right? So did you see that Ahura from, was it Kitty season? Oh, the season before Kitty.
It was season 2, so season before Kitty.
Okay. She said that the looks on Global All-Stars, she's unimpressed.
No, I agree with her. And what was it? She said you just bought that off of line, the fringe with the whatever, the leotard with the fringe. I agree.
Yeah, and she was like, they're very pedestrian, and she wanted them to look different.
Yes, no, very that. And I think it's fine if you don't have the means or to be able to afford these huge gowns like Alyssa Edwards that are like completely custom made and rhinestone and all that stuff. But if you're gonna get something basic that's like off the rack, ready to go, just drag it up. Like Ru said in the UK when with the H&M thing, drag it up. Like make it your own. Don't just put it on straight out of the box.
But this episode, we finally get drama.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think the girls are very mean to Nelenia for no reason.
Do you think so?
I mean, yes, kind of. I don't know. I think with this season in particular, because the girls, a lot of the girls aren't native English speakers, maybe a lot of things get lost in translation. I don't think what she said, in Untucked, was necessarily meant to come off as like rude.
Right.
Or what was it? It was the she felt that people were underestimating her.
Which, I mean, they did.
Yeah. And I don't think what she said was incorrect. I don't know. For me, it just gives me like they're treating her very unfairly.
Do you think that, or do you think it's the edit? Because I think it might be the edit. The
I think
edit
it's
is making
both.
her like look like the victim, but it's also making the other queens look like bullies.
I mean, we know how the edit is.
Right.
But I think it's a little bit of both. I think they're definitely playing it up with the edit. But I think the girls definitely did overreact to her statements.
I mean, I wanted them to like lean into the drama, and they didn't.
No, yeah. That walking away, girl, no, don't do that.
So Kitty ends up winning, and she gets $10,000. Do you agree?
No. No, I thought her verse was cute. It was funny.
I thought Queen should have won.
Queen. I thought Queen, Gala, Vanity, if she had a better actual performance, could have won, I think. I don't think Kitty should have won that.
So Miranda and Vanity end up in the bottom two, and they lip sync to Spice Up Your Life.
That was...
Choices.
Yeah, we can move on from that.
Okay. But Vanity wins, and Miranda goes home.
Yeah. It was sad. I didn't see Miranda's original season. Was at Brazil. I do want to go back and watch it when I have the time.
Actually.
And I was
in some areas.
I did like her. I did end up liking her. I didn't like her looks, but I don't know. I kind of warmed up to her. I thought she was funny.
Okay.
I wish I could have seen more of her.
All right. So now we're going to get into the worst episode of the season. Episode 5.
Yes.
Booby.
What was that?
The sequel.
What was that?
First of all, I'm confused.
Very.
I'm confused.
Yeah, no.
I think we were all at heart. We're like, what was the criteria? What is this episode? Who chooses the winner? What's happening?
Yeah, literally that was everyone's reaction. They had to pause the episode and be like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. Does anybody understand what's happening?
Yeah, no. And everybody was lost. Nobody knew who was going to win. Nobody knew who was going to be in the bottom.
But the only thing about this episode that I did like was the reading challenge.
I didn't like it.
I thought we got a little bit of funny.
We got like 3 funny jokes. 3 funny reads in there.
And they all came from Kitty.
Mostly from Kitty, but I really Gala with It's Giving Basic.
From IKEA?
Yeah.
She's like Vanity, just like IKEA is giving basic?
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
First of all, that was a good read, but I love IKEA.
I know, yeah, we know.
And IKEA is basic.
It is basic.
It is very basic.
It is very basic.
I liked when Kitty said, "Sew, sew, sew." Well, judging by the sewing challenge, you are not.
I love that. That was
funny.
Good. That was funny. That was funny. And I actually wrote that down in my notes as like probably my favorite one.
That was good. The other one, like Alyssa Edwards, the man, full stop.
No. I liked Alyssa's comeback to Pythia's read.
That was good.
That was good.
That was more funny than Alyssa's read, actually.
Yeah. When Pythia's read was...
health insurance. Free healthcare.
This is what... damn, I forgot what the exact read was.
She's like, if that's what free healthcare looks like, then I don't want it. Or something. Like, I'm crazy. Like, they need to have it or something.
This is what free healthcare looks like. This is what not having free healthcare looks like. And then Alyssa's like, well, look again, bitch.
Right. Because if you have free healthcare, so it's like, you look like that? Yeah. And then Alyssa had the notes in her shoe. She was giving Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
Yeah. And I thought she was about to read those girls down.
And she just said the water buffalo.
Yeah. That was funny, though. Wide walk, water buffalo. But it was just Alyssa being Alyssa.
Right. And I think that's why it was funny. Okay. And Kitty ends up winning the reading challenge, and she gets $2,500.
Yeah, I mean, best of a bad bunch, I guess.
True. The runway for this episode was Brown Time.
Real quick, can we just talk about how the fact that Kitty is probably the UK queen with the most money so far out of any UK girls?
Did she beat the Vivian?
Because
the Vivian got money on All Star 7.
Okay, non-winner from the UK.
Okay, cool.
Non-winner from the UK.
Yeah, Kitty. Yeah. Okay, so the episode has the runway of Brown Town. Mm-hmm. I love the color brown. I just think brown is amazing. Mm-hmm. But this runway let me down.
Very, very much so. I mean, again, trend we're seeing through every single episode.
But there is 2 things that I do want to point out. Mm-hmm. The first thing is, I want to say from Soa, right? Because I had an emotional response to this look. Mm-hmm. And a quote came to mind. It's like, you can't be what you can't see, right? And so I thought the representation of William Darcy Swan, I was so happy to see them on the global stage. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know, like, William Darcy Swan was a drag queen, but he was one of the first drag queens. Even before Marsha P. Johnson and Stonewall, like, we had William Darcy Swan. And the look is very, like, representative of his era, right? And him in general. And I thought Soa doing that was amazing. And that headpiece, that probably was the best headpiece of, like, the piece of hair that we've ever had on the show.
It was cute. I liked it. I didn't know that reference, so thank you for bringing that up. Mm-hmm. It was a cute look. I liked it. I think that was probably the best look she had the whole season.
Yeah. I just want to say shout out to Soa for putting that on the global stage. I think that's amazing.
I do love when queens get political on the stage and they try to bring a message.
Yeah.
When they execute it correctly.
Right.
When they execute it correctly.
I mean, and speaking of like a message, Queen Kong, the cultural reference, I thought that was really great, right? She looked like somebody from like her tribe. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, and again, love when queens bring in their culture, and I kind of expected more of that on the global stage, and I
Yeah.
guess that's why I'm so disappointed
Right.
on most of these runway looks. But I do love when queens are able to do that and execute it correctly.
Yeah. And so Queen Kong wins a challenge. I don't know what the criteria was, but she wins a challenge. She gets $10,000, and she becomes the first queen with 2 wins. So we have a new front runner.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No.
Okay. Ooh, shade.
I mean, I don't think any of the queens are like at least to that up to that episode would necessarily give me front runner period.
Okay.
And again, just how did they decide the winner? Like, it just made no sense.
Right. No, I agree.
I think it was one of the worst acting challenges we've ever seen.
I mean, I don't want to talk about the challenge. I just bypassed the challenge. I didn't even put notes on the challenge. Like, the challenge was no ma'am. Like, everybody at the hardware was like, no ma'am.
What the fuck is going on?
Right. I think everybody even pointed out of hats like, no ma'am.
Yeah, Jasmine was pointing at the hat.
She was like, no ma'am. Right. Yeah. And then Eva La Queen and Galavar are on the bottom, and they lip sync to Take On Me by Aha. And then Eva goes home. But we knew Eva was going to go home because it's Gala.
Yeah, girl.
She couldn't even do well in the first lip sync. Did you really think that she was going to beat Gala?
No, not Gala.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of expect a little bit more from Gala, but I think she still did good.
Okay. So then, episode 6, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Again, another episode in which I was like, meh.
Same. I do like the little bit of drama we got from the episode, but again, I felt like it was
But we got better drama on the girl group challenge with the same people.
Yeah. Again, it just... Like, the way they were going after Nelenia for saying she did not like the suitcase she received from Kitty, but they didn't say anything to Alyssa after completely trash-talking Tessa's suitcase.
Right.
Like, it made no sense to me. Like, girl, have the same response to her.
But I also think it's because Nelenia had, like, a mental breakdown. Like, she had a full-on, like, panic attack, like, tears.
I guess.
And Alyssa was just being shady.
True.
So she just took it on the strand and was like, oh, well.
But then, like what you said, it might have also just been the edit and the way that
True, right? But Tessa ends up winning the mini challenge, which is like, you have to put your makeup on, like...
So funny.
I thought that was a funny piece thing. Like, you put your makeup on like a turbulent, like, airplane.
I thought that was really cute. Really
and
funny.
they gave them, like, really shake-ups. And I was like, oh, but they all looked bad. Like, all of them looked bad.
Horrible.
So, like, if Tessa can win the mini challenge and she looked that bad, imagine, like, they was like, oh, that was a shade. They was like, well, Tessa looks like that on the, like, normal. So... Then you said that obviously the queens, right? It's another design challenge, which I'm confused as to why we're having another design challenge. Maybe because the first one was an epic fail, so they was like, maybe we're going to give them something different.
I mean, I like design challenges when the girls know how to sew.
But we've already established that they do not know how to sew.
They do not how to know. So maybe they should have nixed that challenge when they realized, hey, maybe this isn't
right.
This isn't the group to give multiple sewing challenges to.
Right. So the girls have to pair up, right? No one wants to pair up with Nelenia. So she gets she's the last woman standing.
Was this the episode or was it the last episode where Kitty's like, and we get the Lord's Umbrage?
No, that's this one.
That's this one. Okay.
Yeah. So nobody wants to pair with her. So they all run into like different sections, and Nelenia becomes the last one standing. And because she's the last one, she gets to pick her group. So she chooses Kitty and Pythia. I think that's karma for Kitty, like being shady.
Very much so.
And they have to swap, and so that's where we get the little like Kitty upset that Nelenia's trash talking her fabric.
It was horrible fabric.
But it was bad fabric though. It was
horrible.
It was only good for Kitty.
Yeah. It was basic. It was boring. The lace was cute.
Yes,
and I know that
and she had like some
fabric
stretch fabric though.
But that's the thing. It was just black.
But it was good
nude.
for Kitty. Just like Alyssa Edwards has things that's only good for Alyssa, Kitty only has things that's good for Kitty.
I guess. I just thought it was ugly fabric.
Yes, and then we get Pythia, whose dress is already done, coming to Rue saying, "I'm gonna just do more." Rue was like, "Bitch, your dress is done." She's like, what else are you going to do? Like, your dress is finished. She should have listened to Rue for the criteria. She probably would have won if she would listened to Rue. And then we get the margarita pizza. I don't get it.
Me neither. And I think a reason why a lot of the non-English or like non-native English speakers are not doing very well is because I think Rue expected these girls to come on these global stage and kind of be caricatures of themselves and play up these stereotypes from their countries. And they're not doing it. And I think that's why they're they don't have the best reception from her. And I think this is the perfect example of this is what Ru wanted. She wanted them to just be silly and play up their stereotypes. Was it funny? No.
Not at
it
all.
was just her saying margarita pizza.
Literally
because
saying
she's
margarita
from
pizza.
Italy, RuPaul was like dying of laughter.
Like margarita pizza.
Yeah.
Like, it was no shade, but I thought it was more funny when Kitty said margarita pizza than it was when Alinea said margarita pizza.
Oh, same.
And Alinea has the Italian accent.
Yeah.
So I was like, it doesn't have the same effect when she says margarita pizza.
And you can tell on her face, she was confused why it was funny.
It was giving real confusion.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? I was so
I just said
didn't
margarita
understand.
pizza.
Right. She's like, she's like, that's not even funny, Ru. Why are you laughing? The runway, obviously, they had to make the cocktail dresses. Nothing really stood out to me, but Tessa wins the challenge.
I think Tessa, yeah, she deserved that. She had the best. Those other looks were just no ma'am.
Yeah. But Tessa's first win.
I know. Good for her. That was cute. I have very mixed feelings about Tessa, but I think she deserved that win.
Okay. And then we find out that the bottom two were Soa and Gala, and they lip synced to Bang Bang by Jessie J, Ariana, and Nicki Minaj. And then obviously Soa goes home.
Yeah, Gala should not have been the bottom. I think it should have been Alyssa.
It should have been Alyssa.
Should have been Alyssa. That was horrible. That was horrible. It was giving her season 5 Katy Perry all over again. Like, I don't know. It was just very. It
was not a try.
No, it was horrible.
She didn't try for that. Actually, it should have been Vanity Vane. Even though green is my favorite color, Vanity's dress was a mistake. Remember, she had the flowers that were like misplaced. The ruffles. I thought it should have been that. I don't think it should have been Gala. There was nothing wrong with Gala's dress. No. The critique was like, oh, she was padded and she was padded weird.
Yeah. But she tried to do something different. Another queen that doesn't pad, and she was like,
hey, try to do something different.
Let me try to break out of my box, and then that's what she got. Yep. And I don't agree with it.
Okay, and so the last episode so far has been episode 7, which was the Snatch Game. I enjoyed the Snatch Game.
I hated it.
Maybe because I was drunk. That's probably why I liked it.
I was drunk when I watched it too, and I still didn't like it.
I just liked Kitty.
I didn't like Kitty.
You didn't like Princess Diana?
No, I thought she had one good joke, and that was at the end when she was like, "Oh my God, can I give you a hug? I love the gays. Make sure you get on camera."
But you know what that's from.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that's why it was funny.
Yeah, but again, that's the one funny moment she had.
But for her to have like a really like sexualized Princess Diana, and Princess Diana literally is the people's princess.
I know. I don't know. For me, it was just boring.
And then we had Alyssa as Annie Oakley as Alyssa.
Yeah. Funny moments, but that was just there was no acting there. There was no.
Oh no, there was none.
It was just Alyssa.
Right. And then we had Pythia as Zeus.
I thought she was the funniest
for her group. I didn't think her jokes were good, but I thought she was the funniest for her group.
I mean, yeah. Again, this was just a bad Snatch Game,
right?
But I think it wasn't. I think she did the best out of everyone.
Yeah. It was not as bad as what was that All Stars 4 with Gia?
What did Gia do?
Was it 4? Yeah, with Gia, and she was
as the nail technician.
The nail technician,
God, that was bad.
And Latrice Royale, and Latrice was like Della Reese.
And she broke character.
And was like, girl, you need to do something, right? It wasn't as bad as that one.
No, that was horrible.
Yeah.
But I think also just Snatch Game of Love is a horrible
a horrible format.
No, they need to get rid of it. And I need to know who actually likes this that they keep doing it.
Right. I mean, yeah, somebody does.
Yeah.
Somebody in production and Whoppers and Plus, or Paramount Plus, they like that. And then honorable mention, Queen Kong as King Slong.
I thought, what was it, Shit and Bananas? I thought that was so funny.
I thought it was a good comeback.
Yeah.
For like, what was your fragrance be?
Yeah.
Shit and Bananas? And then she was like, Shit and Bananas?
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I did not like her comment towards Gala with that same question. Tacos? I thought, no.
That was like,
that was no ma'am.
That was not okay.
No.
But she did preference it with that, don't be offended.
Yeah, that doesn't make it not offensive.
True. Okay. And then we have the runway theme with Eat Me. I thought that was a very provocative, runway theme, because I had a totally different something in my head.
I'll be honest, I did not watch the runway.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, and it's because typically that's one of the, if I missed an episode and I'm going back to watch, that's one of the first thing I will go for, the runway. But because all the looks have been so underwhelming this season, I didn't feel the need to go and watch it.
Right. Some standouts. Kitty, she looked the best. Okay. She was English breakfast with sausage and beans and eggs. It was probably the best look that she's ever had, so far.
Okay.
On the season and even on her regular season.
I mean, that's not saying much, but okay.
True, but it's really good. Alyssa's ice cream cone, it was a fully realized concept.
Okay.
It was campy. It was campy, but it was a fully realized concept.
Okay.
We had Pythia and she was spanakopita, which is like spinach. Yeah, amazing.
Oh, okay. Now maybe I did miss a good runway then.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I'm literally just telling you the standouts.
Okay.
And then Tessa was Swiss cheese.
Okay.
That was a good dress.
Okay.
Because she looked like the theme. She was very on brand for the theme. You could tell that she was Swiss cheese. It was yellow with holes in it. You could she had that.
Swiss cheese is white.
I know, but when I said it out loud, I was like, "Wait, it's Swiss cheese is white." But I just went on it. I just went with it. I didn't know it was like, did he catch it? Like, it's fine because I got you for the first episode with the cigarettes, so now you got me with the colors. It's fine.
Fine.
We 1 point, 1 point for Jhoany, y'all. 1 point for Jhoany. And then so Alyssa, she ends up being safe, and she's wondering why she's safe.
Because that was not Annie Oakley. That was Alyssa Edwards. The fuck you mean? Why am I safe?
She just needs to get outside of this Alyssa Edwards a little bit sometimes. I think she goes there, and then she goes back to being Alyssa Edwards.
Yeah.
Like, we know who Alyssa Edwards is. Sometimes we want her to do something different.
Yeah, and I mean, we love Alyssa, but yeah, give us something different, girl.
So Kitty wins a challenge, and she becomes $10,000 richer, making her the second queen with 2 wins. So her and Queen Kong are tied with 2 wins so far. So they're both the front runners.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked. Do I necessarily agree? Not really.
Well, the season is giving favoritism.
No,
do you remember when I showed you that photo where it was like the other international queens on one side and then
that was
the 3 other English-speaking queens on the other one?
Yeah, it was episode 5 when the acting challenge, and that literally is what the season is giving. And I feel like it's going to come down to those 3 queens versus one other international queen in the finale.
Right. Well, and then we have Gala and Vanity, and they end up in the bottom 2, and they lip sync to Manamana.
Girl, that was a choice. No, ma'am. No,
I was confused.
No, like, why would they give them a Muppet song?
You should have saw my face.
Like, Muppets? Really?
You should have saw my face. I was confused. I was very confused.
They wanted Gala out.
I was confused.
They wanted her out with that song.
I had no idea.
Her out.
I literally was confused. Confused. It was confusion.
Yeah.
So far, we've recapped all 7 episodes.
Yes.
How do you feel about the season?
Very underwhelming. I generally do not have any interest in finishing this season.
I felt that way too, though. But I want to see. Maybe it could be like All Stars 9, which was lackluster in the beginning, and it kind of ramped up in the end.
I mean, I hope so. And it's no shade to the queens. Obviously, support them. Continue to watch. To support them,
right?
And go and watch the shows and everything. Don't send them any hate. But I feel like production just made a lot of terrible choices with the season.
I think so too.
It's not living up to everyone's expectations.
Right. It feels rushed.
Yeah.
It feels like they just needed to push it out because there was so much spoilers already out there. So people were like, "Where's Global All Stars?" And they rushed it. So I agree.
And I hope they learn from the season. And if there is a second season, that it's a lot better.
Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
Yeah.
Also, be sure to follow us on all of your favorites, like podcast platforms and everywhere you listen to your podcast. And remember, we'll have you saying no ma'am in no time. Deuces.